Hello and welcome to Will Watches. This is Vinland Saga episode 17. So last episode we had Askeladd's men turning against him. Thorkel is right on their tail. I feel like they just need to get out of there before Thorkel actually arrives. Otherwise they spend all this time arguing and he's just going to show up and annihilate all of them, you know. They really need to get a move on here. So before we get into this, be sure to check out the Patreon page. Over there you can find 1 week early access, so you can get episode 18 and 19 right now. You can also find polls so you can vote for what's next, and you can find a full-length timer-based version of this where you just sync up your own footage and you can watch along with me. So yeah, let's just jump right in. I mean, they're already at a risk at the moment because Thorkel yeeting that spear, you know? There they come. That shot there, it reminds me of Mulan when they're all coming down this with the snow. Paradise Avalon. Oh, okay. Young Askeladd. Oh, I don't like getting a flashback of Askeladd. He's not going to die here, you know. His men did say we don't want to kill you. Everyone's got their, like, legends. There's Vinland, now Avalon. Oh. Yeah, he said he hated them before. Oh! Oh wow, okay. Fighting back against his own men. Yeah, what's Thorfinn gonna do here? Obviously he wants to keep Askeladd alive. Okay, Bjorn is still on Askeladd's side, even after what he said about hating them. Yeah, it's not just Thorkel who's good with an axe. He's already wearing his armor. Yeah, he was kind of wearing this big cloak that would disguise what he was wearing underneath. Oh, that looks great. It's like a tilt shift photography. Yeah. There's only like 4 or 5 of them chasing. I feel like Thorfinn could probably take them out from back there. Yeah, Askeladd can't die. Oh, he's got a spear as well. Wait a sec, we haven't seen the prince. We've only, his hair is like covering his face. There's not someone else there, is it? They're not pulling a fast one on everyone. I was surprised beyond that happened. He was holding a spear. I thought he was going to go for him, you know? Straight in, okay. Okay, it's the prince. I was half expecting them to pick him up there and a week to come off or something. He's got a shroom as well. Ooh. So Thorfinn's going back for Askeladd. Yeah. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if Forkel finds out Askeladd is the one who killed Thors.
わしは取りたかねえもんだ。このアシュラッド様がたかが50人の包囲を抜けられんとはな。
Mere 50. I mean, at that point, if I was still there, I'd be so scared to actually attack him. Oh my god! He's already taken out so many. Why do you think you would be any different? But you know, he's got a plan, he's pacing himself. Can he just wait for Forkel's men to show up? Right in half. How sharp must that sword be? Yeah, yeah. Still trying to talk his way out of it. Arrows are what took out Thors.
Yeah,
yeah. He's such a quick thinker. Ooh. Okay, no vital spots, but that was pretty bad. He's losing a lot of blood. Yeah, he spent his whole life waiting. Can't wait any longer. This is so similar to Thors, you know? Just in terms of the arrows and everything. Oh, is that Thors? Forkel? Yeah, I want to see how this plays out. So, is Askeladd's thinking maybe get Canute in charge because he believes Canute would make this place more like Avalon? Instead of waiting for Avalon to come, or him to go to Avalon, the king of Avalon to return?
Yep.
Oh, he's gonna hate that though. I just have this feeling Torgrim's head is just gonna fly off at some point here. He's so huge and intimidating. Yeah, he's an honourable man. Just the sound design in his movement. Yeah. And they've already dropped all of their weapons. At least get into Valhalla. Yeah, completely fruitless. Oh my god. Right in the mouth. Is Forkel even gonna get involved? Is he actually gonna let him take a swing at him as well? Is he actually gonna fight or is he gonna run? Look at this dolly zoom. That is a frame that I've seen before because a lot of people compare it to the manga where it's even more like exaggerated and crazy. He's passed out. He's killed him without even taking a swing. Where's Thorfinn? He should be showing up any time now. He's taking out a good few there. Oh yeah, he's loving this. Is he just gonna punch the horse? Just off the ground, uppercut it. Okay. He wasn't gonna do that anyway.
バカだと思ってたがネズミがクマに喧嘩売ってやがる
Everyone else is just watching now.
アシュラットをこっちに渡せ渡さなけりゃ殺す
マジじゃあ渡さ
Yeah, he's not gonna head him over just for the fun of it.
おう期待してるぜトールズの息子
That shot was great. He's all pumped and ready to go.
戦士の一族の末よ
Cut to credits, yeah. Okay, so that was Vinland Saga episode 17. I'm really excited to see where this fight goes now. I'm trying to think of like what the outcomes of this will be, because obviously Askeladd is really injured right now anyway. Is there an opportunity where it doesn't even matter what the outcome of the fight is, he just passes out and dies from blood loss right here, you know? I think he's a bit stronger than that, but there is always the possibility of Askeladd dying here, which I don't know if I'm ready for, because, you know, we're getting these flashbacks of him as a child. They're really building up this emotion for that moment as well. If it does come here, I don't know if I'm ready for that. So it's either Thorfinn wins, which I can see happening, but I can't see him winning in a way that kills Thorkel. I think maybe he'll get a few good blows on Thorkel, but he won't have a way to kill him, I think. Or he will lose, and if he loses, Thorkel won't kill him, I think, obviously, because the show's got to carry on for the next season. But that means Askeladd will get away, or Thorkel will kill Askeladd, and Thorfinn will never get this hatred, he'll never get this revenge that he wanted, and that will just consume him, this guilt of not being able to kill Askeladd before he dies, and then not being able to enact this revenge, you know. He will just be overcome with hatred probably, because his whole mentality here is, I will kill Askeladd, and then that is revenge for my father. And he's got all his hatred built into him, but once that's over, once he's killed Askeladd, all of that can be over. But if he never gets to kill Askeladd, that means that hatred is just always going to stay with him. Or it could be the case that he kills Askeladd and doesn't actually feel any better. It doesn't give him this catharsis that he is after, and he has to reevaluate why he was doing all of this in the first place, you know? Yeah, I think Torgrim, his judgment was just completely off here. He doesn't know Thorkel as well as us as the audience do, where we know Thorkel. He just wants to have a bit of fun, really. That's what he's after at this point. He loves the thrill of the fight. And him going after Canute, you know, that was just so it would make things more interesting down the line with King Sweyn. So him wanting to give up the prince to him, it just didn't make any sense from that perspective, because that's not what Thorkel is after. And you giving yourself up and not fighting, that's definitely not going to get in Thorkel's good books. I was half expecting, you know, there was a few shots of Torgrim talking, and he's just talking, and I was half expecting his head to just like pop off, and it's just, you know, Thorkel has just knocked it off, you know, that's kind of what I was expecting there. But of course, Thorkel, he wants to give them a death in battle. They gave them their weapons back so they could go to Valhalla, and it makes things more interesting for him as well. And I just love that shot when it was Torgrim about to go up against Thorkel. You know, we have that iconic shot of Thorkel looming over him, and then, but we also had some good shots before that. This like obviously faked dolly zoom with Torgrim like contemplating what's happening here. Is like, where did I go wrong? This is awful. I'm gonna die here. Which he would have if he had actually fought, but he was just like gone. I don't know. He was just frozen in fear, you know. But I do wonder, you know, what will be the outcome for this fight for Thorfinn, but what will be the outcome in general? Because it seems no matter what, Askeladd's men are done for, really. So it's going to be either Thorfinn and Askeladd win and Thorfinn and Askeladd ride off somewhere. They leave the prince with Thorkel, so they would probably decide to ride up north to meet Sweyn and then help intercept the prince later, or they lose and they are all just captured by Thorkel and taken wherever, or gets taken up north to King Sweyn. It'll be like Canute, maybe Bjorn. I don't know what would happen to Bjorn. Maybe Bjorn would get killed, but it'd be Canute, Bjorn, Thorfinn, and Askeladd all captured by Thorkel and taken elsewhere. That seems like that would be what would happen in that case. But Thorkel, you know, he respects Thorfinn so much. It's quite endearing, actually. And now that the kind of, not the secret, but it's out there that Thorkel knew Thors and that Thorfinn is Thors' son. I mean, that's an interesting dynamic. And as I said, I think it'll be interesting for Thorkel to find out that Askeladd was the one to kill Thors. I think that would be interesting. Of course, it's not an interesting fight for Thorkel to fight Askeladd at this point because Askeladd is already injured and is much older. Maybe he'll be surprised that he was the one who took out Thors, considering Thors was such a great warrior. I imagine Thors was probably even higher than Thorkel, or at some point they're at least equals. I kind of remember like Thorkel saying Thors was the only man stronger than me. So for Askeladd to beat him, that actually might be like really excited for him. It's like, oh, you're stronger than Thors. Let's fight and see how strong you really are. But of course, he's much older now. He's already damaged in battle. It might not be the fight he is after, you know. Then we had, you know, that little side bit of Bjorn taking Canute away. I did think that, you know, part of that was a little ruse because so much of that we weren't seeing Canute's face, and I was like, oh, is it someone in a wig and the actual Canute is somewhere else? But it was actually him. He was actually there. I am surprised how easily they took down Bjorn's horse, just because Bjorn was holding a spear and they were riding next to him. I thought he'd just, you know, stab him before they could topple the cart, but they did anyway. And Bjorn is back up though, and he's taking this shroom. It would be great to see him in battle again. We haven't seen him actually like go berserk in quite a while. I think not since we saw him do that with Thors. So that'll be quite interesting. You know, it's been quite a few years. Has he changed up his technique a bit? Or is he just going to go wild and go Hulk out and go crazy again? But then can he control himself when it comes to Canute? What if he accidentally hurts Canute as well? That could be a possibility. How much, you know, his cognitive skill, like how much can he control himself when he's like in that state? I'm not sure. So yeah, I think that's everything. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, consider liking and subscribing so you can keep up to date when the next episodes come out. So yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.